Okay, everyone, it's Monday, February the 2nd, 2011. This is Red with RedDragonLeo.com. Looks like we had a big update today as we did break out of that rising wedge, which is rare that they do that, but we know how manipulated this market is and what the odds of it normally would have been of it breaking up versus down. In this case, with the Pomo money and the gangsters printing money like that's going out of style, well, you just can't you can't win on that. But I still think we are very near to a total collapse in the market. So I want to go over some of the things that I had posted over here on the weekend update and kind of update you on that, and then I'll get to the charts. One of the things that I did over the weekend was I listened to a lot of audios and specifically these 4 audio links right here on the blog, which came from another website that I listed right here that you can go to and play it right off the blog there, or just download these and use Real Player or Windows Media Player to listen to them. It is very much worth your time to do so. And what this talked about is, well, I didn't really have time to go over this in the weekend update, but I want to go over it now. But I summarized pretty much everything that they planned on doing here, and essentially it's all about the new currency, the Treasury dollar, that the United States Treasury is going to take back. They've already done it, essentially. They've already printed their own Treasury dollars and are stockpiling the banks with these new Treasury dollars. These Treasury dollars will be backed by something physical like gold and silver or oil, and I'm going to post another link for you here for that as well, and I'll post it on this update as well, where I listened to another audio, and it's an hour and 21 minutes long, and it's pretty much the same thing as what this is saying, but it has some different people on there telling very much the same thing. So this emergency meeting that they had with Secretary of State Hillary Clinton with the Chinese Dragon Society, it is all basically about bringing in this new money system, forgiving the debts of the United States and all the other countries of the world, and resetting the system back to something that is manageable. And here in the United States, we'll have a new currency called the Treasury dollar, and it will be backed apparently by about 20% gold from this video that or audio that I listened to, and so, and then the rest will be oil and maybe silver or stuff like that. But it's going to be backed. It's going to reset the standards for currency. There'll be no more of this printing of money with nothing behind it. So this is really a good thing for the American public. This is what will save America from going into the Great Depression too and turning out to be a third world country like the Illuminati want it to be. So the Iraqi dinar will, which has been obviously, which is worthless right now, but it will be revalued and used for the purpose to purchase oil. I didn't type that right. To purchase oil with. So, and then the Chinese dollar will be used as the new world reserve currency. The yuan, it will be used as the new world currency. So they were supposed to announce this on Monday. That's why I put this in red. But you know how these things go about these timelines and stuff like that. Every time we think it's going to happen on a certain timeline, it doesn't always happen. But I think it's going to happen soon, because he just had that meeting, and I think that's what that meeting was pretty much about. Was the gangsters, Hillary Clinton, Bernanke, all the thugs. They were meeting with the good guys in China, the White Dragon Society, but this went on in the White House, and it was about the new currency, and they are basically going to disassemble the Illuminati and gonna, you know, bankrupt them essentially. And they've been working on this behind the scene for quite some time, and it's slowly coming to a head. And also, you know, this one of the other things here on the video that's in the audio, they talk about the 9/11. This fellow talks about 9/11, and $43 trillion in gold was owed to the Chinese from a 75-year-old lease that the Chinese gave America after World War II to get the United States, you know, booming again. And Bush Daddy decided he was going to steal this money, and so, you know, he had got this plan enacted to steal this money. And so before the Twin Towers went down, they were loading gold in the backs of dump trucks, 4 garbage trucks a night, total of 64 tons at a time, and they were hauling it out of the Twin Towers and smuggling it out of the city and flying it on a plane and getting it, you know, away from there. So they stole it, is the bottom line. And they brought down, of course, we all know a lot of this stuff, but they brought down the towers with something called nanothermite explosives that you can paint on concrete, and it vaporizes. And anybody that sees the picture of it falling knows that it looked like it was vaporized. This is what it was. And this here indication, these are just highlights again of what was in those 4 audios. And this insider says, you know, you can't make a cell phone on an airplane flying that high unless they've installed a cell repeater on the plane, and they didn't exist back then. And, you know, remember everybody said they were making cell phone calls to their people, to their family members, saying we're going to take the plane. That was Flight 93. So that is more proof. It's all garbage. A lot of this you already know, but this is stuff that's on the video as well. And he talks about the wingspan of a Boeing 747, which many of you, again, know this as well. 175 feet on it. You got four 20-ton each engines that disappeared. And you had to fly it between some light poles that were only 90 feet apart there close to the Pentagon. So that's a kind of a feat in itself to be able to fly that between there. So 5 of the reported terrorists have been found alive in Saudi Arabia and Morocco. Now, on a side note, that's not something that's not in that audio. I also had read somewhere some years back that some mechanics were working on some planes and found the serial numbers of the planes that were supposed to crash. And they were working on that plane that was supposed to crash. It was one of them that was into the Twin Towers. And they're going, hey, wait a minute, this plane's supposed to have crashed, because that serial number matched up with one of them that was supposed to have hit the Twin Towers. So obviously that, you know, it was a remote control drone plane that did that. But also, moving on to the next one, the missile that fired off the coast of San Diego last November was a Chinese submarine, showing the gangster cabal that they could have sunk the 2 American aircraft carriers that intentionally went into China's exclusive economic zone, which is too close to the border. That's the area. It used to be 5 miles out and then 20 miles out. Now it's like, I think, 200 miles out or something like that. Is what it is. And so that's what that was about. The missile did go off behind the Ronald Reagan, the aircraft carrier. It had hardened steel on it, and it did not damage any of the electronics on the Ronald Reagan, but the nearby Princess cruise line ship, it fried off its electronics, and they had to tow it into shore. So China is the good guy here, folks. They are trying to help the sheep here in America, and that's us, the American public. They're trying to help us, and you know, they don't want any war. They want just the opposite. It's the gangsters in Washington D.C. that want the war, the Illuminati and their masters above them. So anyway, all of these links are right here. Okay, now and then there is another one here as well that reconfirms what Lindsey Williams says about the destruction of the dollar, 50 to 70%. Well, guess what? That's coming because of the revaluation of the dollar. I mean, that's going to happen when this revaluation of the dollar, and we get these new treasury dollars. Well, we're the ones that's been living to the extremes, and so we're the ones that we're going to get a real dollar that's backed by something, but it's going to be some short-term pain for people because it will be devalued, because it can't You know, it can't. It will affect the people here in the country, but mainly it's for the gangsters that have money overseas. When you listen to the audio, you'll see that this is really about the people who have done all these CDOs, these collateralized debt obligations, and derivatives and things with the mortgage bubbles, and they've sold them to other countries, and they funneled all that money into hidden bank accounts in Switzerland and the Cayman Islands, and they're not going to be able to get to the United States. It's going to be done. That debt's going to be forgiven. That money's going to be worthless. Okay, so this is a good thing. They're taking down the gangsters, so in that, so you can listen to that as well if you haven't already done that. But a new one that I just listened to that was emailed to me as well is right here is this one here. The end of the U.S. currency in currency revaluation. This is on Gerald Salente's blog, and I'll put this link on my site as well. It was emailed to me, and thanks for emailing that. Lots of people catch these things and they send them to me, and I do take a look at them and listen to them. Really gets interesting right about 1 minute in, or about, I'm sorry, 1 hour in, from 1 hour in to the end. But the whole thing is very interesting. But I re-listened to that 1 hour in forward because of what it's talking about. But you can read this in summary. There's going to be a huge distribution of wealth that is taking place, $42 trillion. They're going to basically take this money from the gangsters and redistribute it to not only America but every other country out there to get these countries reset back to debt free. This was part of what this meeting was in the White House. Okay, and so, you know, China did not come out and announce the new currency that they were going to reset their banks, as it says right here. China, they did take away the processing authority for the global settlements. That means that's concerned the buying of oil and using the worthless Fed dollars that we got right now to buy oil. Okay, so this was taken away from them, and so the new currency is going to be the U.S. Treasury dollar, and but anyway, so they were going to announce a new banking system on Monday. Now that did not happen today, but that doesn't mean that it won't. So that it's not still in the cards. So back to this. I listened to this audio, and again, you should definitely go through here and listen to this as well, because this is really big. This is going to affect the market. There's no question about it, because when this resettlement takes place and the dollar gets devalued, it's going to cause a shakeup in the market. I don't know which way it's going to go. I just don't see it rallying anymore because it's up so high. Regardless if the dollar drops off a cliff, I think that's just panic, period. And so I think gold will go up, when this happens, and because of panic. As far as the market, the overall, I can't see where it can't crash. I don't see how it can do anything but crash. At least go down. At least have a 2.5 to 3 or 2.5 to 5% correction. I just can't see it doing anything else. And then there's also the fact that that when this happens, you can bet that the current powers that be are probably already planning on dumping the stock market as a way to lash out at being taken over. They've been in control for many years, and who knows how long, and so they're not going to go down politely to put it, they're going to lash out. And so this is probably their way of doing it, is tanking the market. And I can see that this happening. And so, but this is a very, very interesting audio. And then what it says right here about that they have been secretly, I guess, going and they did a sting operation, and they arresting these people with security fraud for the naked short selling. And see, it says part of a sting operation initiated by the SEC, the FBI, and the DOJ, Homeland Security, and you know, I hope this is the real deal, because you know we all know that the SEC has been pretty much a worthless organization, because the only people they ever arrest is people like Martha Stewart, who made a few bucks or something off of $50,000 or something, and they let people like Goldman Sachs and you know, they ignore those guys, you know, for insider trading, and go after only small potatoes. It's ridiculous. So they have been a bought and paid for organization. But we all know that in every organization out there, whether it's the SEC, FBI, DOJ, Homeland Security, any of these organizations, there's always going to be a bunch of good guys in there mixed in with the bad guys. So I'm hoping that that this person here, I don't know anything about this person, but I'm hoping that he is a good guy and doing the right thing, and is you know, really going to take these people down and really arrest them. And I hope he goes after, you know, J.P. Morgan for manipulating the price of silver, and that'd be the naked short selling, and as well as Goldman Sachs and all of these gangsters. I mean, I just like to see them all taken down. You know, that's just probably wishful thinking, but it looks to me like there's going to be a big shakeup, and when this happens, I don't know. They didn't really say when it happened, when it's going to happen here in this video, but they were saying that it could happen as early as Monday, which I put on the blog, because this one said as early as Monday. It did not happen today. They didn't release anything Monday. So, and I think Butthead Bernanke speaks this Wednesday. So it's possible that he's going to get on there and release it. That's just speculation on my part. I mean, you can't play the market that way. You pretty much, it's so manipulated, you either go long or you just set it out, because you can't short it yet until it's probably too late. But I'd just be looking at the charts to see when it's time to roll over and take your positions and hope for the best. And if they do release that news at that time, then, and the chart said it was going to roll over anyway, then you just catch the ride, because you'll be short anyway. And I think that very well could happen on Wednesday as well. I think tomorrow, if we look at these charts here, basically you can clearly see this this here. It's looking almost like an exhaustion gap up. Maybe tomorrow we have a sideways trading day where it just puts in a spinning top candle, maybe slightly negative. And then maybe Wednesday, Bernanke opens his mouth and says something stupid, talks maybe about the new currency, or maybe he talks, you know, about the dissolvement of the Fed Bank, Federal Reserve, sorry, not the FBI, not the Feds, but you know, the Federal Reserve Bank, the gangsters. Because that's what this is all about. They're done. I mean, they'll be, you know, no more. The Federal Reserve Bank, as well as very well possibly the IRS too. They'll be gone. So, so anyway, if they put that in tomorrow, and then maybe pop up like they usually do before he speaks, and I don't know if it's I didn't check to see if it was. It seemed like they just had the FOMC meeting, so I don't think that that's what it is that he's speaking about. But I may be wrong. I have to check on that to see what it is, but why he's speaking. But if it's the FOMC minutes, then obviously he could talk about raising rates, or you know, obviously that'll spook the market or whatever. Who knows? You know, he's part of the gang, so when they're ready to take the market down, they'll use him to release the news, I do believe, because Obama certainly don't want to take the responsibility for it. So on a ritualistic basis, you know, March of 2009 was 666. I was looking over at Mr. Top Step, and he's talking about 1333, and he kind of like doubled the 666, and you get to 1333. So 666.67, or I don't know what it actually was. Can't remember that far back, but anyway, 2 times it would be 1333. I don't know if that's a ritualistic numbers, but you know the Illuminati like to do the ritualistic thing, so we could very well trade sideways tomorrow and then pop early morning Wednesday, then Bernanke speak, and then that's it. Tank it. It's just speculation, but it very well could happen. As you can see down here, we're not really going anywhere. Here we're above, slightly above in positive territory. Here we're still up here, you know, and overbought. Of course, none of this means anything in the manipulated market that we're in. But looking here at the 60-minute chart, this argues for more, for slightly down tomorrow, recycle back up, maybe put in one smaller hoorah up on Wednesday to get above, and then finally tank, you know. So just looking at this, it could swing down and back up between that time period. We in the 30-minute chart, this argues for selling in the morning before it rolls back up into the afternoon. So maybe down in the morning, roll back up in the afternoon. So if I was just a guess, you know, certainly would probably come back down here and hit that line, turn, maybe go back up. Could go a little lower. It's hard to say, yeah, but that's an important trend line. You can also draw a trend line from here, across here, right down here, and you could very easily, that's right at 1300 there. You could go down that far, but I really don't think so. Right now it's just light volume. So unless Tuesday is a real surpriser, so it's so it'd be more likely to go down to this area, which is your 1309 area. You know, maybe roll down to there and then recycle back up. Well, the 15-minute obviously is pointing up, and so you know it could go up, and then 30-minute and the 60-minute can finally roll down. It's really hard to piece these together right now, because every time you do, you get it wrong. I'm just speculating. What I'm really kind of basing this on is the 9th, Wednesday. I just think that we'll probably run out of steam by then. I think we'll hit, I just kind of feel, just a gut feeling that 1333 is a ritualistic number, that they're going to probably tag it, and then that's it. Then they'll maybe release the news of the new currency. Maybe Bernanke will talk about the raising interest rates. Who knows what it will be, but it's going to be around this currency thing. This is going to be a devaluation of the dollar, but it'll be a good thing for the people of America and the world as the debts are forgiven. So, you know, this is a very, very important time period that we're going into. So things could change. So we might not have the Great Depression too, but there certainly will be a very nice correction down from the gangsters trying to drive it down and sell everything kind of attitude, you know, just to kind of flip the bird to the good guys. Basically, that's what it's going to be about. So again, this is all speculation, because it's really not telling me much in the chart. All I can tell you is we're overbought. We done went to the moon, and we're past the moon right now. You know, stock markets went so high, it's went to the moon, but no, it's beyond the moon. We're on the way to Mars now, folks. So I don't know what to tell you. That's about all I can see. So this is really just more about the combination of Legatus Pilgrimage ending, as well as the meeting that was recently held, and Seeker 401 just posted it here on his site as well, that the U.S. ambassadors are rushing back to Washington first time. All embassies involved. Legatus event, bang. You know, and he didn't say what it was about in here. I don't think he's listened to those audios yet, but I'm pretty sure that this is what it was about. It's about the currency, and this is exactly what Lindsey Williams was saying. So that the currency is going to be devalued 50 to 70%, but it's going to happen overnight. That's what's going to happen. So let's get prepared for this, because I don't think the market's going to like this when the crap hits the fan, folks. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got. I don't really see any edge one way or another in the charts, other than to say we're overbought. We should correct any time, but you know I've been saying that for a while and been eating mud, so I just get tired of saying it. So good luck, everyone, and I will see you guys on the blog.